the lot on the inside. Puts it up strong and scores. Bays a three, bullseye.
You can argue that today the City of Trees is hosting the most intriguing matchup in the Mountain West. A young Boise State squad is finally getting their footing as today they welcome in the Lady Rebels, who continue to dominate the conference, undefeated and looking for another regular season title with a W. And no question, this is going to be a fun one this afternoon as we welcome you back inside ExtraMile Arena, everyone. Alongside the former standout in the Sun Belt, Breland Blanding, I'm Ben Creighton. And Breland, Abby Muse said back on Thursday night that winning obviously brings confidence, and you know Gordy Presnell also has a lot of confidence in the squad, especially with Anna Osley, another big second half performance against New Mexico.
Yeah, she played phenomenal. She had 12 of her 14 points in the second half, and I mean, that's just impressive. She had a game-tying 6 assists, and she just was doing it all over the floor. I mean, she was dishing out good passes. She was making some tough mid-range baskets, some catch-and-three shoots, big-time shots, and she definitely showed up big in that second half.
Yeah, she's been fantastic as of late, has reached double figures in 3 of the last 4 games. And again, this UNLV team has been running the Mountain West all season, a perfect 13-0 in the conference. That program has really hit the jackpot under Lindy LaRocque and the stellar job she's done in year 3.
Yeah, and they're led by Desiree Young, who is the reigning Mountain West Player of the Year, and Lindy LaRocque calls her the anchor of the UNLV basketball team, as she's always there to deliver. Last game against Fresno State, she had 22 points, going 8 for 10 from the field, shooting 80%, and also tagged in 7 rebounds. But she's somebody that you have to watch. She'll drive and catch it in that elbow area, but you also have to box her out and make sure that you're watching her on the boards as well.
Hard to believe she only had 2 scholarship offers coming out of high school, and she just continues to dominate the Mountain West. She will look to elevate her team to another regular season title to keep that undefeated conference record intact. But Boise State looking to play spoiler to get what would easily be their biggest win of the season. Lineups and starters coming up on the other side. Getting ready to roll here inside ExtraMile Arena. The opening lineups being introduced as we take a look at the starting lineups this afternoon for Boise State. Again, 4 straight wins coming into this big Mountain West showdown. And, you know, obviously we talk about Anna Osley, but, you know, Abby Muse has been playing extremely well as well for this Broncos squad. She was just honored a second ago, becoming the all-time leader in blocks in program history for Boise State. She has been rolling. 3 straight double-doubles, 4 straight double-digit rebounding performances from Muse. And obviously when you ask Gordy Presnell about her strength, you know, her strength is her quickness and her athleticism for her height down low. And meanwhile for UNLV, again, a tremendous starting 5 led by Desiree Young. Alyssa Durazo-Frescas had that game-winning 3-ball back on Thursday night to get the win over Fresno State. But also look out for Essence Booker as well, another solid scorer in the Mountain West, averaging about 13.5 points per game. Gordy Presnell in his 18th campaign here in the Tree City, the most wins in program history. Of course, 6 NCAA tournament appearances, 4 regular season titles in the Mountain West, 6 NCAA, or I should say Mountain West tournament titles. And Lindy LaRocque, we've already talked about her a lot in her 3rd season. The best start for this program in 33 years, coming in at 23-3 overall, 13-0, undefeated in the Mountain West. And obviously she has done a tremendous job with this program as the ball's up in the air. We're underway, controlled by Boise State, hauled in by Danny Bays. Boise State getting that 69-62 win over New Mexico just 2 nights ago. Was able to fend off the Lobos in that 4th quarter. Lalott zips it down low to Muse, who gets it going for the Broncos.
Yeah, that high look is something that they definitely look to do in their offense a lot of the time.
And then they force the turnover. Yeah, again, kind of a rough night for UNLV, despite getting the win as Danny Bays knocks down the jumper.
Yeah, what a good start for Boise State. You convert both times on offense and then get a turnover and steal on the other end on defense. So great start here.
I was going to say, we talked so much throughout the season about Boise State struggling to take care of the basketball that so far they've been the ones who have been taking it away from the Lady Rebels so far in this one. Young Baseline J gets it to go.
Yeah, kind of looked like she could have dribbled that in and made the layup either, but she decided to take the little pull-up jumper and was able to knock it down.
I was going to say, I was a little surprised there. I thought she was going to take it all the way to the rack, but that works just as well to get UNLV on the board. Hand off to Osley, now to Muse. Strong take with the left. 2 quick buckets by the 6'3" sophomore.
Yeah, and in multiple different ways. I mean, she does a great job at just finishing down in that painted area, but as you saw in the last play, she caught it and ripped through and was able to finish with that left hand.
There's Essence Booker. Timer under 10. Alyssa Brown for 3. Out of bounds, it's going to stay with UNLV, and Alyssa Brown has kind of had her role elevated a little bit. Kind of has become one of their top scorers now, with UNLV dealing with a big injury and a 3 ball from the corner. Alyssa Durazo Frescas had that game-winning 3 the other night and gets her first bucket of the afternoon.
Yeah, she only made 2 threes in her last game, and that was the only 2 threes that UNLV made the whole entire game. They went 2 for 12, which was their lowest made threes in a game this season, but they both came from her, Durazo Frescas.
Yeah, the team only shot 17% from downtown, and that was such a crazy game. 23 lead changes in that matchup on Thursday night down in the Sin City.
Yeah, I mean, down by 2 with 12 seconds to go, and they tried to get the ball to Desiree Young, and she middle of the key touch pass over to Durazo Frescas, who knocks down another 3 here, so she's starting out 2 for 2 from the 3-point line.
Yeah, she's feeling it, going back to that win over Fresno State, or I should say, correct, Fresno State. Abby Muse will take the 16-foot jumper. There's Essence Booker trying to dance around Mary Kay Narrow. Young, strong take in the paint, but Abby Muse right there to send it back. Second chance effort. Beautiful pump fake, the fall away, and that's why she's the defending player of the year in the Mountain West Conference.
And you know that she knows that Abby Muse is a great shot blocker, so was able to take her time and do a couple of moves and get her in the air to do that finish.
Osley drains it from deep, a rainbow triple.
Yeah, she had a couple of big threes in their last win when she had those 12 points over 14 in the second half, and she's picking up where she left off.
Block, but a foul by Muse. Yeah, again, double figures in Osley's 3 of her last 4 games. Nice backdoor there, but a rejection and a foul.
Yeah, that's something you don't see too often. Abby Muse does a great job at timing her jump to avoid hitting the offensive player, but there she definitely got her a little bit with the body, and that was a good call by the ref.
As Muse will take a seat. Trista Hull will come into the ball game for Boise State. Also in for UNLV, Ashley Scoggin. As Etheridge is off on the first free throw. Osley getting the screen from Hull. Pick and pop, Hull. And the law trying to back tap it, but gets called for over the back.
Yeah, that was a good box out there. Tried to reach over and keep the ball alive, but definitely tried to tap over the back there.
Booker, and she'll get 2. This is a big thing we're going to have to keep our eye on this afternoon. UNLV and Boise State, both superb rebounding teams in the Mountain West. And when you look at this Lady Rebel squad, they do such a great job at limiting second chance opportunities. I mean, you saw right there, Lalott trying to get the offensive board, but UNLV just all over her.
Yeah, I mean, like you say, both teams are at the top in rebounding. Boise State averaging 40 rebounds a game, with UNLV 39.2, so just right there with them. But yeah, we're going to see how this goes, because both teams do a great job at getting the offensive rebounds, but with Boise State, that might not be something that is going to go their way this game.
Yeah, UNLV averaging just 5.6 second chance points to opponents this season. And we're going to foul away from the ball. Now we'll go on Alyssa Brown.
Yeah, they're fighting for position down there at that block area, but you have to be careful with your arm bars. You can't have two hands on the offensive player.
Tatum Thompson also into the game. As off the inbound, she'll take the jumper and knock it down.
Yeah, she's been a great lift off of the bench for Boise State. Comes in and puts up good minutes and is very efficient from the floor as well.
Offensive foul going the other way. Olivia LaRock not happy with that call. But, yeah, you look at Tatum Thompson, obviously the rest of these freshmen on this Boise State squad, you know, you kind of assumed with so many young players on this team, maybe they're going to be a little bit of growing pains, but they're starting to click right now with these 4 straight wins.
Yeah, and especially for Tatum Thompson, because she was injured at the beginning of the year, so she didn't really get playing until conference time. So she didn't really get a chance to get her feet wet in those non-conference games that you have at the beginning of the season. She kind of got thrown in the fire in conference play, and she's been producing very well.
Coughs it up there. Strong defense from Desiree Young. But again, you look at the impact. 6 Mountain West Freshman of the Week honors this season for Boise State. Danny Bays has won it. Natalie Pasco, Maya Hansen. But Desiree Young has got that veteran presence as she lays it in again.
Yeah, and there's another foul as Trista Hull is battling for position down there.
Timeout on the floor. Hot offensive start by these two programs. Well, Breland, we already addressed the youth on Boise State squad. You can't forget the youth on this UNLV squad either. Alyssa Durazo-Fresca's already with a couple triples, and the sophomore just continuing to feel it going back to Thursday night.
Yeah, and I mean, she's coming into this game, just made 2 threes back-to-back, and that's all she made in her last game. And she talked a lot about Desiree Young in that game because for that last play, it was actually drawn for her, for Desiree Young, and she noticed the double team and, like I say, middle of the air, caught it, touched pass to her, and she was able to knock down the 3 to ultimately win that game.
Yeah, Young said after the game, she knew she had it. She's one of the best shooters she's ever played with, and definitely showed with that game-winning 3 to take down Fresno State. Obviously, all-freshman team last season has been a great addition as Thompson rattles in a triple.
Yeah, and there's just not enough good things you can say about Tatum Thompson and the boost that she provides Boise State off of the bench.
Yeah, again, you can just see it. Not only great athleticism, but a great playmaker when she gets the ball, as we've seen through this conference slate, as we'll get a foul on the entry pass.
Yeah, Mary Kay Narrow got caught down there with Desiree Young, and again, battling for position in that post area. That's the 3rd call we've seen today on just too much contact as they're trying to post up there.
And it's been a hot offensive start for both teams. UNLV at 71%, Boise State 67%. And both teams feeling it from beyond the arc. UNLV 2 of 3, Boise State a perfect 2 for 2 so far. Scoggin. As the Nebraska transfer couldn't get that one to drop. Anna Osley calling for the screen, and she gets bumped by Etheridge.
Yeah, UNLV's defense has definitely been high pressure, in your face defense to start this basketball game. We've seen a little bit of press here and there, but as you can see, it looks like she was trying to force Anna Osley to not use the screen and got her with that hip.
Desiree Young will take a seat. Kiara Jackson comes in for the Lady Rebels. And you and I were talking before this game about Anna Osley. You know, she's a great catch and shoot offensive player, but, you know, you saw it on Thursday night. She can also get it done as Tatum Thompson once again knocking down another triple. But Anna Osley, she can make a lot of plays by getting on the drives and taking it inside as well.
Yeah, she's been playing a lot more confident lately, and that translates into her offensive game as she does more with the ball instead of, like you say, just doing a lot of catching and shooting when she's open, but she's creating for herself and for her teammates as well.
Essence Booker getting the bucket on the other end, all knotted up at 17 in a fun first quarter so far. That one way too strong from Trista Hull. And another foul away from the ball.
Yeah, that's 2 for UNLV back-to-back as they're trying to post up in that painted area. And Boise State has gotten 2 calls as well, but it seems like the refs are calling those handsy arm bars and as they're fighting down there in the post. So definitely something that they got to watch out for.
So free throws for Kiana Wilfred. Not a lot of free throws taken this season. That only her 9th of the season. She goes 1 of 2. And then 2 free throws on the other end, this time from Trista Holt.
Yeah, that was good perimeter ball movement by Boise State as UNLV came out into a little bit of a zone look, and Trista Holt caught it in that short corner and made a good move and got to the line for 2.
%68% at the foul line this season. Points and 7 boards in their win on Thursday night. Natalie Pasco on the floor. And she has absolutely been rolling. 11 points per game, shooting almost 60% from the floor over the last 5 games.
And she was last week's Mountain West Freshman of the Week, so definitely coming off of a good week last week.
Already her 3rd this season. As Clark gets the rebound. Hole will pull up with a hand in her face. Now and off the front iron. Barely grazed the rim. Booker takes it baseline, the kick out. Shake and bake, oh, nice find. Nice dish to Wilfred for 2.
Yeah, that was great ball movement by UNLV as Boise State was caught in a scramble trying to adjust, and they were able to make them pay for it.
Yeah, the Lady Rebels just swarming all over Anna Osley. Just had to throw it off the leg to keep it with Boise State.
And she does a good job of that. Last game she got caught in a corner, same situation where you kind of have the out of bounds, not really playing in your favor, and she was able to throw it off of the defender and get the ball back.
Well, how about the start for Tatum Thompson?
Yeah,
already in double figures.
Perfect from the field, 4 for 4, making 2 threes. I mean, yeah, she's having a great game so far.
Perfect 4 for 4 and 2 of 2 from downtown as Osley knocks it out of bounds.
Good defensive play by Anna Osley. She saw that screen, was able to get ahead of it and get a deflection.
Desiree Young as well as Abby Muse back into the game. Justice Etheridge also checks back in for UNLV. Jackson maneuvers her way on the block, throws it up with the left, can't get it to go. Just over 90 ticks to play here in this first quarter. Thompson continues to feel it.
Wow, I mean, what a start. 5 for 5, she hasn't missed a shot yet. She is a great offensive spark right now for Boise State.
Young can't answer off the heel, and Muse climbs the ladder to get that board for Boise State. Muse on the block, way short with that hook. Trying to go backdoor, they do. High off the window. Justice Etheridge able to throw it up.
What a great pass from the top of the key. That was one of those thread the needle passes. I mean, had to put it perfectly on the mark, and she was able to convert that reverse layup over a contested Abby Muse.
Thompson couldn't keep it going. Finally, her first miss of the ball game after starting for 5 for 5. About a 6-second difference between shot clock and game clock as we wind down this first quarter. In the hands of Essex Booker. Booker trying to shake her way around Osley, the tough pull-up. Battle for the board. Young can't throw it up, but a great follow by Etheridge to put it in. Winding down to 3. Clark going coast to coast, and she is fouled with 1/10 of a second left.
Yeah, that was good clock awareness to know that you got to get that ball out and go. And as she's running down, she does a quick hesitation move, and yeah, definitely got fouled there.
Looking to tie this one up. And misses both. Boy, what a fun first quarter that was. 24-23 UNLV. Both teams absolutely feeling it, especially Tatum Thompson. Second quarter on the way. Well, Tatum Thompson, how about a strong first 10 minutes? Already 12 points for Boise State, 5 of 6 from the floor, 2 for 2 from downtown. I mean, again, it's a talking point we've shared this entire season. Freshmen playing big for Gordy Presnell, and Tatum Thompson stepping up big so far in this big matchup.
Yeah, she's only had 2 games so far this year scoring in double figures, and she already has that, and we've only played 1 quarter. So, I mean, definitely great improvement for her, and I think she gets better game after game as she gets more minutes under her belt, and she's just a great player for Boise State off the bench.
Lott couldn't spin it in. Yeah, the only Bronco in double figures, and like you mentioned, she already got to that mark in just the first 10 minutes of that first quarter. As that one is knocked out of bounds, it's going to stay with Boise State. Overall, Boise State shot 56%, UNLV at 50%. That one won't drop from Pasco. Lala trying to battle for the offensive board, and Clark comes away with it, but then lost it. Yeah, over and back. You saw the UNLV's coaching staff just immediately get up and scream at the officials. So it'll be a turnover on the Broncos.
Well, we've talked a lot about how getting offensive rebounds is not going to be an easy thing against this UNLV team, but Boise State was able to get 2 of them in that last possession, just wasn't able to corral that loose ball.
Lala trying to take it into the paint this time, the fall away, and falls into the hands of Lala. Allie Heckman off the curl. Clark the give and go back to Muse. Heckman left open for 3. And Lalott almost had another offensive rebound. Offensive rebound, Young. Second chance opportunity by Brown. Young goes back up and gets whacked.
Yeah, that was good pursuit of the basketball by UNLV, and on the initial shot, even though Abby Muse didn't get the block, you just see her impact that she has down there. She was able to alter the shot to evidently end up the air ball that UNLV was able to gather and put back, but you also see the fight in Desiree Young there. She's fighting and fighting for those second chance opportunities.
She knocks down the first. And again, you look at these stats for Desiree Young, the defending Mountain West Player of the Year. I mean, she's first in the conference in field goal percentage, 7th in free throw percentage, 2nd highest scorer in the conference, the top rebounder in the conference, in the top 10 in steals per game. I mean, my goodness, she can do it all.
Oh, yeah. Most definitely. And I mean, you got to look at the fact that she draws double teams, triple teams every game. I mean, it's not easy. And then drawing the fouls and getting to the line, and her ability to make free throws, as she's a 70% free throw shooter. I mean, it's quite awesome.
Yeah, you talked about in the open that Lindy the Rock said, you know, basically she's their anchor and continues definitely to deliver. But the one thing also is that she trusts her teammates. That's also what's really impressive to the Lady Rebel head coach. On the drive, strong take. Answering on the other end, Clark. They go to Young again. Faces a double and a strip. 3-second violation.
Yeah, when she caught that ball, it was 3 Boise State defenders around her, not wanting her to drive from that elbow area. She does so well.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, that's going to be a matchup that's going to be fun to watch the rest of this way. Lalott going up against Young. Shot clock at 6. Clark getting the screen. Tough contested shot, but gets the bounce.
Yeah, that definitely was a tough contested shot, and she knew she had to get it up as the shot clock was winding down, but was able to use that screen after struggling a little bit at first, was able to knock down the mid-range.
Rainbow 3 from Winfrey answering right back. Boy, the threes continue to fall for both teams. Both the Broncos and the Lady Rebels now both 3 for 5 from downtown. Already 9 lead changes in this game so far between Boise State and UNLV. Pasco off the screen. Backdoor cut. Strip with a foul.
Yeah, that was a good backdoor cut here and a good feed by Ellie Lalott. And yeah, she definitely got her on the arm there. She tried to do a little Euro step and get by.
Second chance opportunity for the Broncos. Pasco dials it up for 3. And weaving her way through the defense, Etheridge going all the way to the cup. And that's what Justice Etheridge can do extremely well. Has that speed and can take it all the way to the rack. And then UNLV forces the turnover on the other end. Who else? Etheridge again. Winfrey, another triple. Mary Kay Narrow, Danny Bays back into the game. And Tatum Thompson as well. And then Wilfred checks back in for UNLV. As Desiree Young will take a seat. As Young leads the way so far for UNLV with 10 points. And the travel as Bays walked.
You got her with the shuffle of the feet there. It's very quick, but you can see it sometimes when you do a little shot fake and pick up that pivot foot.
And Boise State has done well taking care of the basketball. 4 turnovers so far for a squad. Their average is 17 per contest. Stopping on a dime in the fall away, Essence Booker.
Yeah, I mean, that was just a great move, a great fake. Got Ellie Lalott to jump in the air and was able to turn around and knock down that jumper.
Lalott on the block.
That's something we'll probably see more of as the rest of this game goes, is Elodie getting it in that post area and just doing a drop step move and finishing with her left.
We'll stay with UNLV, and for Elodie Lalott coming off a 14.5 rebound performance against New Mexico. A good bounce back after not scoring a point in that win over Fresno State.
Yeah, she had gotten a little bit of foul trouble, wasn't able to play as much as she normally does, and as you can see here today, she's not really having that problem.
And a turnover on UNLV. But again, that just speaks to the growth of this Boise State squad. You know, Elodie Lalott, obviously the top scorer for this team, but with all these freshmen stepping up, you know, they can win these ball games even with Lalott in foul trouble and not having a big contribution in the game. Tatum Thompson, free throw line jumper, and there's a new career high. She may be the former Miss Basketball in the state of Washington, but I'll tell you what, so far she's Miss Basketball at Boise so far in this one.
Yeah, I mean, 5 for 6 now, only missed one shot. And I mean, her shot selection is very good. She's making shots that she's used to making and that she does on a game in, game out basis.
And answering right back once again, Essence Booker. Has definitely made her way around college basketball. Started her career, obviously, here in the Mountain West as Lalott answers.
Yes, she's so good with that drop step. It's almost automatic when she gets it in and does that. You just know it's going in. You try to get there before she shoots it. You saw the double team was just a little late.
Booker again dancing, throws it up, no good off the glass. And back to Boise State. Tatum Thompson continuing to feel it. 14 points for the freshman as UNLV has a 2-point lead. Two-point Lady Rebels lead, and Boise State feeling it. Have made 5 of their last 7 shots. I mean, this has just been an offensive clinic by both squads in this one so far. This has been fun.
Yeah, I mean, Boise State's 5 for 10 in this quarter. I mean, they're just shooting awesome. And as you can see here, points per game. I mean, Boise State is at 18. And I mean, like say here in the second quarter, well, in the first half so far, they've had 20 bench points. 20 of their 33 points have came from the bench, and a huge boost to that is from Tatum Thompson.
Crowd calling for an offensive foul. And yeah, you saw the numbers for Desiree Young. Just continues to be a force in the Mountain West Conference. 3-ball on the way, leaves it short. And Etheridge almost tracked down her own miss. And bodies on the floor, tied up, and it's going to go back to Boise State. But yeah, Desiree Young, you've seen the growth in her game. We already talked about her numbers. It still baffles me that she only got 2 scholarship offers coming out of high school, and here she is, the best player in the Mountain West Conference.
I mean, yeah, she definitely plays like she has a chip on her shoulder, and she just does a great job of just being there for her team. And like we mentioned before, being that anchor, just doing everything that she has to do and being there for her teammates.
She goes up against Lalott, who's already had a couple of those spins on the block and lay-ins off the glass.
Yeah, she's starting to get going here in the second quarter. She's made 3 shots in a row. She missed her very first one, but last 3 shots have been right there on that left block area.
You know, all 6 of her points coming in the second quarter as Young once again answers right back as Young is off to a solid start, now up to 12. Narrow, knifing through the defenders, dishes it off to Lalott. And Young able to just rip that board away. In transition, Etheridge, stop and pop, pull up. Thompson. Mosley takes it baseline off the fake and draws the foul.
Yeah, Desiree not really agreeing with that call. She thought that she was there, but definitely swipes the arms down and gets Osley on the arm.
Osley at the line for 2. Gianna Wilfred into the game for UNLV. And a moving screen. We'll go back the other way.
Yeah, and also was trying to fight over that screen and definitely got her with that knee hip there. It's something that post players do often when they're trying to, you know, sidestep a little bit, trying to be a little subtle about it, but she got called for that one there.
And then Boise State coughs it right back. On the travel. Jada Clark back into the game. Boise State still shooting at a high clip, 52%. Essence Booker takes it right inside, but can't convert. And now the Broncos pushing. In transition, Clark, wide open lane to the cup.
Yeah, that was good transition basketball that led to a wide open layup. And there were some UNLV defenders down there, but I don't think they noticed that Jada Clark was on that wing.
Thompson almost tried to steal that one. Scoggin. Boy, UNLV has had a couple of those lay-ins that just won't bounce into the rim. Ten lead changes in this first half. Bay step back three. Jackson kick out to Booker. Booker off the hesitation, drives inside and gets a chance for a three-point play.
Yeah, that was a veteran move there. I mean, she was driving towards the middle, but used her body and went back to that right side and jumped right into Danny Bays and was able to finish it to complete that in one.
Getting back to what we were just about to talk about earlier in this second quarter, Booker, no stranger to the Mountain West Conference, obviously started her career with Nevada, then went to Ball State and got a little homesick, wanted to come back home to Las Vegas, so joined this UNLV squad. And really, you look at this lineup with Essence Booker as well as Desiree Young and even head coach Lindy LaRocque. They know what it takes to be a part of that basketball scene in Las Vegas. As that three is off, we wind down the second quarter, but all three of them strong examples of getting in-state talent, in-city talent, and developing a strong program like they've done down in Sin City.
Yeah, and I mean, if you look at their record, it just says it all. 13-0 in conference right now, looking for their 14th in a row. And I mean, they've a program that has seen success, and they're doing the most with it right now.
Jackson throws it up with the shot clock winding down. And falling into the hands of Tatum Thompson. Boise State can get one final shot to end this half. Thompson, who's had the hot hand, pocket pick, but a foul.
Yeah, I mean, Tatum Thompson kind of had control of the ball there and tried to get it stripped from her, so I think they're going to take another look at this to see who the foul was on. But initially you have to know who had the ball to begin with, because if they're trying to steal it from her, then they're the ones kind of creating that contact.
You know, like you said, officials will go to the monitor. And again, going back to that talking point of the talent from Las Vegas being a part of this UNLV squad, you know, looking at an interview one time from Lindy LaRocque, you know, you've seen how big of an impact the Las Vegas Aces have down in that city in the WNBA, and the UNLV head coach saying, you know, they want to bring UNLV women's basketball kind of to that level. They want to expand the exposure of women's basketball a whole lot more in that city, and obviously with a 23-3 start, 13-0 in the Mountain West, obviously they're doing a pretty good job of that, as the crowds have been fantastic down at UNLV. So the ball back to the Lady Rebels. Desperate heave, as that one will fall way short. But again, a fun one, a fun first 20 minutes here inside ExtraMile Arena, 40-39 lead. Halftime coming up, we'll be joined by the new Mountain West Commissioner, Gloria Navarez, coming up on the other side. Back here inside ExtraMile Arena, UNLV with a 40-39 lead over Boise State in an exciting first half, and we are definitely excited now to be joined by the new commissioner of the Mountain West Conference, Gloria Navarez. And Gloria, first off, welcome to Boise. Congratulations on your new job. How has the first month and a half been for you?
Thank you. I'm excited to be here, and it's been a whirlwind for sure, but most of it is spent trying to get out to all the campuses I can. Yeah,
you obviously have been traveling to a bunch of campuses. You obviously got here yesterday. What have your impressions been of Boise State and this program?
It's a wonderful campus. I love the connection to the community. Definitely the support, and what you've built here is just incredible.
You know, and I was reading an article earlier this morning on my way here to Boise. You kind of talked about yesterday in an interview you did, the market power regarding the Mountain West. What do you see the value of this conference being, and how do you try to increase the already big allure of this conference?
Well, one of the things I really appreciate about the league is that in a lot of places we're the only show in town. So we have a very avid following. We tend to pack our gyms and our arenas. And, you know, we do have a very special geography this side of the Rockies and the time zone that we fill. So I think there's just a lot of tremendous opportunity in there.
And, you know, heading into your first day, what did you want to try to accomplish from the get-go, and how is that going so far?
You know, one, getting around, listening to her, hearing from all our campuses. Two, elevating our national brand. 2 and 3 is about, you know, being prepared for any conference expansion, or, you know, if we lose teams or if we want to add teams, even if we don't lose teams, and being ready for the different scenarios that may play out, and just being on the front foot.
You know, and I want to talk about basketball as well. We know how great the men's side is doing, obviously. We're predicting, what, probably about 5 teams to get into the NCAA tournament right now. You know, you look at the women's side, you know, what do you see as the future for women's basketball in this conference, and how do you try to build that brand?
Well, women's basketball certainly is on the uprise nationally. It's definitely a very powerful platform for our league. I mean, you've got UNLV out here who's, you know, undefeated in league play. We've got a Nancy Lieberman award candidate coming out of Colorado State, and certainly close games like this help elevate us and spark a lot more interest.
What else are you trying to accomplish in this first year as the new commissioner?
Well, you know, the CFP expansion is a wonderful legacy left by our former commissioner, Craig Thompson, but there's a next step in there that has to do with, you know, the devil in the detail about what operationally that means in the playoff, but also the revenue distribution. So we need to be a voice in the room there. Our media rights are coming up in 2 years, and just elevating our brand nationally to be well positioned for that negotiation.
You know, and I'll have one more thing, and I'll toss it over to Breland. You know, one thing I mentioned, and also I kind of heard from you yesterday, you look at a school like Boise State, you know, they're not really in a big media market, but like you were saying, that kind of makes the allure of that a whole lot more, being the only school in town. I mean, I think that's what kind of makes this conference a whole lot special. I mean, what can you say about specifically Boise State and kind of these other schools who may not be in a big media market but can have huge impacts?
Well, there's a difference between media market and media value. And the success that Boise State has created here has certainly tremendous upside in the media value, and certainly a big piece of our value as a league. So, you know, you can have a really great media market, but not be pulling in really good media value depending on how you're performing. And I think Boise has really, really capitalized on the success, both locally and nationally.
And I guess the only question I have for you is that you've been a part of and done some great things so far. Like, what are you most excited for? What are you looking forward to the most as the new leader of the Mountain West?
You know what I love about this league is it's so well positioned. Everything for me is uplift, you know, continuing the trajectory, so to speak. And, you know, we really have strong programs and strong support from the president level to the athletic director level. So for me, that's just exciting, and it's just filled with a lot of opportunity.
I think I speak for a lot of people saying we're really excited for your tenure and wish you all the best. We're excited to see what you'll bring to the Mountain West Conference.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here. And honestly, it's not about what I'm bringing. It's about how we can amplify the great work that's being done by our student athletes.
No question about that. Gloria Navarez, the new commissioner of the Mountain West Conference, joining us. We'll take a break. Much more halftime coming up in just a minute. UNLV trying to remain undefeated in Mountain West play. Boise State going for their 5th straight win, and for two teams who are looking for a big win, it's definitely been a fun one so far as the Lady Rebels have a 1-point lead back here inside ExtraMile Arena. And for Boise State, I mean, this is continuing to be a trend over the last couple of games. Bench scoring, all led by Tatum Thompson with already a new career high with 14 points.
Yeah, I mean, you had Abby Muse, who wasn't able to play much in that first half due to foul trouble. And, of course, they're out Maya Hansen, who is their starting point guard. So they do rely on those people that are coming off of the bench like Tatum Thompson, and she's been performing so well. As we mentioned, you know, 12 points in this game so far, 5 or 6 from the field, and knocking out both of her threes. I mean, you couldn't, like, ask for a better impact than what she does.
And again, it just goes back to those freshmen. I mean, 44% of this team's scoring comes from Boise State freshmen, and obviously they have been fantastic throughout that first half. But meanwhile, for UNLV, I mean, we sound like broken records at this point. Desiree Young continuing to put up numbers, leading the way for UNLV with 12 points so far in the first half.
Yeah, she's doing a great job in this game as well. And, you know, one thing about her impact will always be felt regardless of whether she's scoring or not, because she provides so much for this team. But very efficient, 5 for 9, and she's calling for that ball. She's doing everything that she can to try to, you know, give UNLV their 14th conference win in a row.
And the big thing here, if Boise State can get a win, they will hand UNLV just their 7th road loss in Lindy LaRocque's tenure. I mean, that'd be a huge win for Boise State. But again, the Lady Rebels looking to keep that undefeated mark going in another tight one this week. Much more coming up from Boise when we come back. For the second time in 3 days, UNLV in a tight one here against Boise State. As we take a look at the halftime stats, and it was all offense on display in the first 20 minutes. 50% for Boise State, 42 for UNLV. I mean, again, once again, State sounding like a broken record. That was fun watching all that offense in the first half.
Yeah, I mean, both teams shooting great from the field. Not really much room to have second chance opportunities and offensive rebounds, but both teams very efficient from the field. I mean, shooting great shots. I think that's what it boils down to, is having good shot selection and not forcing, but moving the ball around to try to find a good shot.
Yeah, that's a big thing too for Boise State, as you see the graphic. Only 6 turnovers in that first half. As now looking at the standings again, that just shows how dominant UNLV has been this season. They got a 4-game lead over Colorado State. Obviously a win today would clinch them another share of the Mountain West regular season title, but that just shows how dominant they have been. A 4-game lead between first and second place in that logjam for second.
Yeah, and I also look at this and I see that, I mean, it's really one game kind of determining that whole second through 8th kind of patch there. I mean, if Boise State had one more win and one less loss, they would be right there tied for second place as well. So it just shows kind of the Mountain West Conference and how it's very competitive.
Yeah, again, Boise State with 4 straight wins to get to that 8-5 mark. And I remember you and I talking to Gordy Presnell before we called that Wyoming game, and you know, he said this 5-game stretch will be a telltale sign of where this team is at. And boy, if they've exceeded expectations for the Boise State head coach, they definitely have. There's no question about that with how they've been able to go on this huge run. And right now, again, only down by 1 to the top team in the conference.
Yeah, and I mean, they're doing it all without their starting point guard, Maya Hansen. They have done a great job at making the adjustment, and people have stepped up. You have Anna Osley stepping up, Crystal Hull, and Tatum Thompson, just knowing that the team needs them right now, and they're doing a good job at just filling in the void.
Again, Boise State growing as the season goes on, looking to play their best basketball late before heading to Vegas for the Mountain West tournament. Here's Etheridge trying to get it down to Young, finally does. And she'll go one-on-one with Abby Muse. Faces up in the paint. Off the pump fake, faces the double team and can't get it to go. And an over a back call.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit of a late double team, but perfectly executed as far as just contesting her and getting a hand in her face and not allow her to get a good shot off.
That's the second foul on Justice Etheridge. Well, now her 3rd. So she's in foul trouble. And Young also with 2 for UNLV. Off the curl, Danny Bays too strong off the window. Weaving her way through the defense. And Abby Muse able to get that rebound as Booker couldn't get it to drop. In transition, Osley, the little runner off the heel. And now Muse called for the offensive foul.
Oh man, that's her 3rd foul. As we can see, it looks like Tatum Thompson is about to come in and replace her. Now that she has those 3 fouls. Oh no, actually, Tatum Thompson came and got Elliot a lot, so.
Yeah, and that's a big break, by the way, for Muse, because that foul will go on the lot. So she
yeah,
keeps
that is
those
a
2
huge.
fouls.
Yeah, that is a huge break. I thought it was initially called on Abby Muse.
And the takeaway by Mary Kay Narrow, pushing up ahead to Thompson, but lost it on the feed, able to regain. Give and go, 3 on the way. Rounding out, Muse the offensive board. Zips it down low to Thompson. That one bouncing off the heel. Tatum Thompson, again, a strong afternoon. Now up to 16.
That was just great possession of offense by Boise State. It was good ball movement that led to a wide open Danny Bays 3. Wasn't able to knock down the shot, but who else besides Abby Muse getting that offensive rebound, and Tatum Thompson was able to convert on that second chance opportunity. their first second chance points of the game.
And that was something we talked about earlier in this game, is UNLV's ability to really limit second chance opportunities against opponents. Shot clock winding down, and a shot clock violation as the defense coming up big on that possession.
Yeah, it came up huge. I mean, score on offense and then apply the pressure, not making it easy for UNLV to pretty much do anything, swarming defense, and they got that shot clock violation. Didn't even get a shot attempt up.
Now the 7th turnover on UNLV this afternoon. Muse now goes at Young in the paint. And Young tracks it down, and she's pushing. And she lost it. Oh, it's going to stay with UNLV. Gordy Presnell. And it looks like they might reverse this.
Yeah, it looks like it went off of her knee there. With Mary Pinero was able to stick her hand in and get. Well, actually, it was Tatum Thompson who got the deflection, but yeah, definitely bounced right off of her knee, right out of bounds. So good reverse call by the refs.
So Thompson getting it done on both ends here in this matchup.
I'll tell you what, that shows the versatility of Desiree Young, as she got that rebound and pretty much took it coast to coast before that deflection.
Thompson rattles it in. Why not?
Oh, yeah. Why not? I mean, she's 3 for 3 on the day now, 7 for 8. I mean, just having a great offensive and defensive game. 16 points so far in 14 minutes. That's impressive.
And then she draws the foul on the other end.
Oh, excuse me, she has 19 points now in 14 minutes. But yeah, definitely got her on the arm there. That was a good drive and way to create the contact and draw that foul.
Two for 2 for Brown. Once the Arizona Gatorade Player of the Year out of Tucson. Back to Thompson again. Fall away with a hand in her face.
She gets some great elevation on her jump shots, I tell you.
That one only her 2nd miss of the ball game. Boy, you want to talk about tough shots. Well, having a hand all up in your grill. Essence Booker with the 2. And she now leads the way for UNLV this afternoon with 13. Muse gets the bounce.
Yeah, that was a good take and a good finish off of the pick and roll.
Brown trying to blow past the defender and gives it off to Young, who gets whacked.
And that was a great drive and dish. I mean, she jumped in the air, kind of ball faked a little bit, and was able to dish it to Desiree Young. I mean, man, that's nice.
Yeah, so versatile is Alyssa Brown. One of the top rebounders in the conference, as Young can't knock down the first free throw, but she can dish it out as well, like you saw right there on that drive.
And she was limited in the first half with foul trouble, so she's definitely ready and back in the lineup now.
Osley, step back. Jackson takes the bump, throws it up. And they'll keep it with the Lady Rebels.
Yeah, it was good defense by Danny Bays. When you have a offensive player coming straight at you full speed, it's kind of like, oh goodness, but she was able to contest it pretty well without fouling.
Booker the spin, out to Brown. Booker had that one swatted by Abby Muse. I mean, she's not the program's all-time leader in blocks for nothing. Another rejection.
Yeah, on a mid-range jump shot, you feel like you have enough space to let it fly, and then her length is so long to be able to alter and block those shots.
Inching closer and closer to the single season record is Abby Muse. Thompson gets called for the travel. And by the way, on that block, Abby has now actually tied it with 77. Young, oh, beautiful move and a beautiful dish to Alyssa Brown.
Man, that was great basketball. I mean, a drive from the elbow, a couple of fakes spinning around a couple of times, and then was able to draw that help defender and dish it off for a wide open layup.
UNLV back on top, at least for right now, as on the other end, Danny Bays draws the foul. Timeout on the floor, 1 point UNLV lead. Back and forth we go here inside ExtraMile Arena. 13 lead changes between Boise State and UNLV as the Lady Rebels have a 1 point lead. And once again, the bench, as we highlighted earlier, getting it done for the Broncos with 27 of their 46 points coming off the bench. Obviously, big portion of that going to Tatum Thompson with those 19, as Danny Bays will be at the stripe. You can just see the offensive firepower from Danny Bays, and she goes 2 for 2 from the line. Was actually a post player growing up, but knew she had to kind of expand her game when she stopped growing at 5'11", and obviously she's done that, has become a tremendous playmaker for Gordy Presnell at that guard position here in Boise. Young to the corner, 3-ball on the way, off the heel, no good, falls into the hands of Elodie Lalott. Lalott gets it, regains position, and lays it in.
Again, that was a good find by Trista Hall at the top of the key. They do that high-low look so well, and yeah, great catch and finish by Ellie Lalott.
Lalott with 8 now. Young gets the offensive board, turns the corner, count it, and 1.
She's so hard to contain. As you see, she missed her shot but got her own rebound and took it right back at him. Wouldn't take no for an answer. I mean, she went hard to the right and yeah, was able to finish for the N1.
15 points now for Desiree Young. And ties it up. "16 points and 8 boards this afternoon. Approaching her 15th double-double of this 2022-23 campaign. There's Durazo Fresquez. Trying to feed it down low to Young again. Instead, goes over to Booker. Booker takes it into the paint, and she gets the bounce.
Yeah, she's also hard to contain with her drives, and she finishes the ball so well. And as you've seen there, just strong drive from the right side of the, well, actually the left side of the basket, and was able to come through for the layup.
Pasco give and go, back down to Lalott, spins. Gordy Presnell begging for a foul. Booker. Out of bounds, still with UNLV.
Yeah, I can't really tell if that got blocked or not. It might have got tipped.
I was going to say, watching it live action, it was hard to tell from our vantage point, as then Lalott gets the foul.
Yeah, battling down low with Desiree Young as she's trying to establish position in that paint area. Definitely a lot of contact, and kind of looks like she did have her on that left shoulder.
Not a long rest for Abby Muse as well as Tatum Thompson, as they'll quickly come back in. And Desiree Young back to the line where she's 4 or 5 today. 7-0 UNLV run as we hit 3 minutes to go here in the third. Pass go to Muse. Muse meets Young, kind of like a brick wall. Osley dancing, thought about the three, back to Muse. Narrow with the shot clock winding down, and Young able to rip away that board. Young elects to take it into the paint. The fake, fall away, gets it to drop. Desiree Young now with 18 points. Timeout on the floor as UNLV on a 9-0 run, their largest lead of the afternoon. Now 20 points for Desiree Young here in this game, 8 here in the third quarter. She's getting going, and you see a couple jump shots from her, but she's been doing a lot of her damage at the free throw line. 4 free throws here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I mean, she's so hard to stop. I mean, she does a great job at drawing that contact and, like you say, getting to that free throw line, and she's good at those fakes and those turnaround too, so kind of hard to double team, because if you do, she's going to spin the other way and avoid it.
And again, UNLV has taken advantage with this 9-0 run. Boise State has missed their last 4, now their last 5. Osley had it just absolutely taken away by Alyssa Durazo Fresquez. 2-on-1, and then Booker lost it on the other end.
Yeah, that was a good steal and takeaway, but pass was just a little behind in that fast break there.
Yeah, UNLV with a chance to increase their lead. Again, the largest lead of the game right now at 6, and Boise State needs offense, just shooting 27% here in this third quarter. Thompson tries another 3, and nothing but air.
Yeah, Boise State starting to struggle a little bit on offense here. Approaching almost 3 minutes of a scoring drought. Haven't scored in a while, and credit UNLV's defense a little bit. They've picked it up and made it a little hard for them to get some baskets.
Well, the big thing for UNLV is that they have been impressive in third quarters all season. They have outscored opponents coming into this one 532 to 416, a 116-point margin. So they have been impressive. Bodies all over the floor, jump ball, as it will go back to Boise State.
Yeah, good hustle by both Desiree Young and Abby Muse, both diving for that loose ball there, and that's what it's going to take if you want to win this basketball game. I mean, both diving for that ball.
And also, this is where Boise State has kind of struggled throughout this season in third quarters to kind of generate offense. Osley, under 10 on the timer. Down to 4. Osley has got to hoist it up. Desperation off the back rim, and Alyssa Brown coming down with the board. Booker, Durazo Fresquez left open for 3. Back to the Broncos.
Yeah, that was a good shot by Durazo Fresquez. Definitely shots that she normally makes, but wasn't able to knock that one down. And Boise State here on offense to try to stop this drought after they're 1 for 9 in their last couple field goals.
Yeah, for Durazo Fresquez, last season was fantastic. 44% from downtown as Osley takes it inside. Shooting only 33%, but obviously had that big triple 2 nights ago to give them that win late in the fourth quarter. And that ends a scoring drought for Boise State of over 3 minutes. Foul away from the ball going on Mary Kay Nero.
Yeah, it's another foul as Desiree Young is trying to fight in that painted area, trying to get position.
Desiree Young right back to the foul line. Back to a 6-point contest. Into Clark. Down to 1. Thompson, the heave.
Ooh, that was close.
I was going to say she could have continued a huge afternoon with a buzzer beater 3. But UNLV with a 6-point lead heading into the 4th here at ExtraMile Arena. UNLV 1 quarter away from their 2nd straight regular season title in the Mountain West, trying to clinch at least a share of it with a W today over Boise State and remain undefeated in Big Sky, or Mountain West play, I should say. And you look at the Boise State schedule, obviously taking on UNLV on the road at Air Force, but then right back here next Saturday for Senior Day against Utah State before wrapping it up with 2 on the road. But obviously a huge final 10 minutes. Brown for 3. Offensive foul on the Lady Rebels going on Justice Etheridge.
Yeah, she can't believe it. She's like, what, are you serious? But yeah, coming out after that one, but definitely reached over Anna Ossie, who had a good box out there, and definitely a good call by the refs.
Yeah, Lindy LaRock also not happy with that call either over on the UNLV bench. Boise State looking for a better offensive quarter after shooting just 28% in the 3rd period. Osley getting the screen. Shot clock at 8. Lalott battling against Brown. Shot clock didn't reset. Muse has got to throw it up. She doesn't realize the shot clock was winding down. And not even close there.
Yeah, that shot by Ellie Lalott did not hit the rim, so does not get the shot. The shot clock reset there and ended up getting a shot clock violation.
There's Essence Booker with 15 points. Booker knifing right through the defenders and goes off the window now for 17 points this afternoon.
Yeah, that was a good take and a good cradle of the ball to not allow anyone to be able to dig their hands in there and get any deflections or alter her shot.
Well, and Boise State just can't get anything to drop right now. Booker dancing. Brown lays it in as the lot hits the floor. Kick out, Osley, rainbow 3. On the bounce, Lindy LaRock just in disbelief over there, thinking, where's the foul?
Yeah, that was a good deflection by Jada Clark, but it does look like Booker. And then you have a push off there that wasn't called. That must be a makeup for the missed call earlier. But
I was going to say, you beat me to it there. The pull up off the front rim, no good. You know, I'd probably say half the arena stood up with their hands up after that no call. Muse. Muse will take it from just inside the arc.
Yeah, there was a couple of times during that possession where Abby Muse was open at the block and Jada Clark was open at the elbow area, but nice recognition by Abby Muse and was able to knock that down.
Kira Jackson. So we're going to foul down low.
Yeah, that's something we talked about earlier, trying to keep Desiree Young off of the boards, and looks like Anna Ossie got called for maybe a little bit of an arm bar on Desiree Young down there.
Boy, a tough contested three-pointer there by Booker. And now a double-digit UNLV lead. Bays tries to answer.
And boy, did they need that to try to get some offense going to close out this quarter.
Brown passes on the three. Strong drive and gets fouled.
Yeah, we talked about her versatility earlier, and she caught that ball at the three-point line and was able to do a shot fake and drive and create contact to get to the line.
And so far this second half, it's been all UNLV. They outscored Boise State 18-13 in the third quarter, and now 8-4 so far here in the fourth.
They've gotten to the line a good amount of times, too. That was their 10th free throw of the half. As Boise State has only shot 2 free throws this half so far.
And the big thing for Boise State is Bays can't get that one to fall. After that hot start in the first quarter, three-point land-wise, Boise State now 4 of 16 from deep. Threes just haven't been falling since those first 10 minutes. Young, off the fake, the kick out. Brown left open for three. Bays down low to Lalott. Looking to get something going for Boise State. Battle for the rebound. As they'll keep it with the Broncos.
Yeah, that was a good fight for that second chance opportunity. And even though he didn't come down with the rebound, but just having the ball underneath their basket, another opportunity to try to score here.
Bays takes it off the inbound. Booker with the spin and draws another foul.
Yeah, Mary Kay Nero got caught sticking her hands in there as Booker was trying to pass out of that spin there. And good drive, and yeah, definitely got her on the arm. And they're actually going to say she was in the process of shooting, so she'll go to the line for 2 free throws.
Thompson back in, the only Bronco in double figures in this one with 19. Hughes back out to Thompson. She elects instead to take it inside the fall away. Gets her own miss, goes back up. Still Broncos ball. Timeout on the floor. A 9-point UNLV lead with under 5 minutes to play. Another triple by Essence Booker, looking for that regular season title. In the second half, UNLV has continued to explode offensively, not only from Essence Booker, but Desiree Young continuing to produce as they hold a 9-point lead with under 5 to play.
Yeah, I mean, for UNLV, there's only been 3 players to score here in the second half, and we got 10 points from Young, 10 from Booker, and 7 from Brown, so good production from those 3.
Another foul underneath the hoop. Justice Etheridge back into the game for UNLV. Muse. Tatum Thompson will take it from about 16, and Muse just climbs the ladder to get that rebound and goes back up and lays it in.
Yeah, that was a nice step-through split there of the two defenders. And I mean, first of all, just great offensive rebound and second chance opportunity for her team, and she was able to convert.
Offensive foul. Now we'll go on Alyssa Brown.
Yeah, it looks like she got her with the body there on that handoff.
Third foul on Brown. Bayes getting the screen from Thompson. Muse. One official said travel, one official called a foul, and it's going to be a foul.
Yeah, it does look like she did travel, but definitely probably after that foul that he's trying to call, and I think that's a good call.
That one on Desi Ray Young. That's huge because that's number 4.
Oh, this will be a great time for Boise State to capitalize while she's sitting on the bench.
Off the inbound, Thompson. Bayes slashing. UNLV no field goals in almost 3.5 minutes. And like you mentioned, if Boise State's going to go on a run, they got to do it now with Desi Ray Young on the bench with foul trouble, and especially with the Lady Rebels struggling offensively over the last couple of minutes. Booker maneuvering her way. That one's stripped. Again, bodies on the deck. Thompson. Bayes transition 3. Muse almost had the offensive rebound as we'll go back to UNLV. Boy, the crowd was about to explode here inside ExtraMile Arena. That one dropped.
Yeah, and honestly looked like it might have been out on UNLV on this rebound attempt here.
It would have been a huge triple there for Boise State.
Yeah, and after looking at after the replay, it does look like it might have been last touched by Abby Muse, but like you mentioned before, during the scoring drought, it's keep it rolling if you're Boise State, try to get another defensive stop, and if you're UNLV, definitely try to put some points on the board.
Desi Ray Young quickly back into the game, and a hook shot. I should say the scoop shot there from Desi Ray Young. Makes it a 9-point game, under 3 to play. Lalott trying to answer, leaves it short. And Young draws the foul. And she's slow to get up.
Yeah, she took a hard fall.
And she's back to her feet.
So one of the refs came by and said that she was holding her face a little bit, so they want to go double check and make sure that there wasn't any hits to the face. I didn't really see much in the replay, personally.
No, not from the angle we had there.
And if it didn't look like it was intentional, maybe accidental contact. Yeah, she does go grab the face, but I didn't really see much of anything malicious.
Unless she accidentally maybe got like a finger in the eye or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, a pretty quick review. As Desi Ray Young still being attended to by the athletic trainers over on the bench.
So like I said, it looks like they must not have called a foul either if it's still Boise State ball, just out of bounds. Yeah.
Boise State has missed their last 4, only made 1 of their last 8. Lalott almost triple teamed down in the paint.
Yeah, it does look like she was swarmed down there as soon as she caught the ball. Now she's at the line for the first time today. And still, they only shot in 2 free throws this half so far, so this will be number 3 and 4.
They need some free throws here for a team who's last in the Mountain West. And free throw percentage, shooting 69%. Lalott, a 61% foul shooter. And a timeout call by UNLV. Lindy LaRocque wants to talk it over with her team up by 8. Just under 3 to play. And now we take a look at the Lady Rebels schedule. They'll be back home against San Jose State. Obviously, they're looking to head back to Sin City with a share of the Mountain West regular season title. Next 3 all at home before concluding their regular season on the road at their rivals at Nevada. And again, what a season again it's been for the Lady Rebels program. Trying to wrap up the regular season title and coming off that 2021-22 campaign where they made the NCAAA tournament, won the conference title, the first time they made the big dance in 20 seasons, and had that 26-win campaign, the most in more than 3 decades. So it's definitely been some fun times with Lindy LaRocque as the head coach of UNLV. They'll look to run some clock here. Alyssa Brown against Lalott. And not able to find Lalott on the offensive end.
Yeah, and we'll see if UNLV does the same thing as they did last possession, but it looked like they just held the ball at the top of the key until the 10-second mark and tried to just hit it to the elbow for a quick scoop shot, but looks like they're not trying to move too fast right now, trying to kill some clock.
Now under 2 to play. Brown setting the screen. Booker behind the back to the corner to Etheridge. Down to 3. And Booker didn't realize the shot clock was winding down. Turnover number 13 on UNLV.
And that's what can happen when you try to eat at the clock. You kind of lose track of where it's at, and it definitely happened there. She had no clue that it was winding down, but don't like to be in those late situations where you only have 2-3 seconds to try to put something up.
Where they continue to feed Lalott. And again, another foul away from the ball.
And they're in the bonus, so that'll put, I think they fouled Ellie Lalott. She'll be at the line for 2 free throws. This is one of the more ideal situations where you can score without the clock running.
And again, you got to convert here with just over 90 ticks left. And misses both. Latrista Hull reaching up to get that offensive rebound. Clark mazing her way through. Lalott. Well, she traveled. And Gordy Presnell calling for time.
And it does look like she picked up that pivot foot on that offensive rebound attempt.
Yeah, she thought she had an and one opportunity, but instead back to UNLV.
Yeah, I mean, second chance points have been another story today. UNLV has 17 while Boise State only has 7, and that's something that Boise State does quite well, is getting those offensive rebounds and being able to convert on those second chance opportunities.
Yeah, both these teams strong in the Mountain West in rebounding. UNLV second. Obviously, we've known this entire season, Boise State #1 in the conference. And Gordy Presno with a technical foul.
Yeah, he was pretty upset. He was trying to call a timeout after that travel by a lot, and it looked like he didn't really get it when he wanted it. I mean, they still ended up calling it, but it took a while.
One of two for Booker. And Presnell now calling for a timeout. Another one. Yeah, again, it's been an offensive struggle for Boise State. One of their last 9, no field goals in almost 3.5 minutes, and definitely a contrast to the first half.
Yeah, I mean, they were shooting 50% after the first half and only 25% in this half, so definitely had a drop off there. And of course, we know Tatum Thompson had a great first half, as she had 14 points at the half, but ever since then, it's been hard for them to get the ball in the basket. 9 for 35 in this half, so definitely struggled in that area, and that could play a part, especially when UNLV is doing things with Desiree Young, and they're getting to the free throw line, and you know they had 10 free throw makes before Boise State even shot more than 2, so that hurts too.
Yeah, Broncos shooting 26% in the second half, only 1 of 7 from downtown. Shot clock at 10. Booker to the corner, Etheridge for 3, puts it in, and a foul. And there's the dagger, Justice Etheridge with a chance for a 4-point play.
Yeah, great use of the shot clock there. They started exactly when they wanted with the 10 seconds to go, and maybe hit her arm there on the contest, and yeah, she drains it. Now she's at the line to try to complete that and one.
And now this the largest lead of the afternoon for UNLV. Lott had that pass taken away. And UNLV with about a 8-second difference between shot clock and game clock. The Lady Rebels on their way to their second consecutive share of a Mountain West title in the regular season. They can clinch it outright with one more win after today. Jackson falls away and puts the exclamation mark on this one. A big fourth quarter for UNLV on a 7-0 run. And they have outscored Boise State 18-9 here in the fourth quarter.
Looks like they're adjusting the clock here to 14.6 seconds.
Yep, clock issue. Boise State's 4-game winning streak will come to an end. Final shot on the way. Offensive rebound. Trista Hull cleans it up. But UNLV, for the second straight season, will clinch at least a share of the Mountain West regular season title as they get it done 76-63 over Boise State. Again, they can clinch the title outright with one final win in this regular season. Meanwhile, Boise State goes to 13-14 overall, 8-6 in the Mountain West. UNLV goes to 14-0 and 24-2 overall this season. But once again, Desiree Young as well as Essence Booker, two of the top scorers in the Mountain West, get it done again. 24 for Young, 22 for Booker. And for Boise State, Abby Muse with 10 points, and the only other Bronco to score in double figures this afternoon, Tatum Thompson, finishing with a career high 19 points. Goes 8 of 15 from the floor, 3 of 4 from downtown as she continues her strong freshman campaign. As Thompson will put on the headset and join us here. And Tatum, first off, 19 points, a career high. Congratulations on a new career high for you. But, you know, how would you evaluate your first season here in Boise?
I'd say it's slowly been picking up. It's definitely been really fun just playing with the team. And I think we've definitely learned a lot along the way, and we're trying to get some places. Tonight we didn't get the win, but we're working on it. Yeah,
you mentioned, you know, this team continues to grow. You obviously go on that 4-game winning streak. So many young players on this team. How would you evaluate the growth of this team as the season goes on?
Oh, there's been so much growth from the beginning of the season with our first game to now is insane. Like, we've picked up on so many little details. It's so fun to play.
How would you evaluate your performance tonight? Obviously, like I mentioned, career high 19 points in your early tenure in college ball.
I'd say it was a pretty good start, but I was missing shots at the end that I needed to hit. Yeah.
I mean, like I say, great job. 19 points, 8 for 15 from the field. Just talk about how you guys are going to get ready to hit the road for 2 games and just try to finish this out strong. There's 3 teams tied for second place, but you're right there beneath that, 1 game away if you were to, you know, switch one of these losses to a win. But just talk about how you're going to try to finish this season out strong and get some good momentum going into the conference championship.
Yeah, we're going to try and not let this loss bring us down, and we're just going to come back hit and we're going to come back hard at the next game.
Tatum, appreciate it. We'll let you go to the locker room. We'll see you again soon.
Thank you.
Again, Tatum Thompson with a career-high 19 points. Obviously, a lot of potential in just her freshman campaign here in Boise as the Broncos fall short. 76-63 the final here from ExtraMile Arena. For Breland Blanding and the rest of our terrific crew here in Boise, I'm Ben Creighton saying so long from ExtraMile Arena. We'll see you next time, everyone. So long.